everybody, welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be going over the tip that brought me some significant PRs on my squat, and how, if you are a beginner or intermediate lifter, how I think that you can add some significant weight on your squat over the course of a day or two. It's some pretty simple advice, but game-changing advice if you're not already implementing this strategy. I remember the day that I started doing this strategy. My squat at the time was around 405, and I brought that squat to around 455 the day that I implemented this tip. And the tip that I'm going to be talking about today, and what brought me so much success early on when I started squatting heavy, and with the intent of going heavy, not just for athletics, was bracing while squatting. And what we call that today is the Valsalva maneuver, where you breathe in and support your core before you go down into a squat. And today's video is going to be talking more into why that's effective and why you should be implementing that every time you squat, and doing other lifts for that matter. So I'll be showing some clips from before I implemented this maneuver or this strategy while squatting, and some tips for and some videos after I implemented this tip. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, and thanks for tuning in.
So when I started off lifting in high school, I didn't really have proper breathing technique. When I started, I was using the age-old adage of taking a deep breath on the way down and then breathing out on the way up. And you know, I liked lifting, so despite not having my perfect form, I just kind of went for it and kept lifting weights. But as you can see, these are pretty shaky reps and not very stable at all. And then one day during class, I was super bored during lecture and was Googling how to, increase my squat. And I came across this breathing technique for squats article, and I decided to implement some of those techniques that very day. And after class, I went to the gym and, cranked out some squats that were before earlier in the week, super hard. And, these were being cranked out at super easy RPE. I could have done 10. Like, it felt super easy. And using these techniques, that's led me today to hitting a 595 squat here in prep. My max is in the 630s, I would calculate right now. And that's a lot to do with me implementing this Valsalva maneuver, implementing proper breathing and bracing techniques. And essentially what that is creating a way for your spine to stiffen and become rigid while lifting, and not being flaccid while you have a bunch of weight on your back. And how this works is you want to, before you perform the lift, to take a big breath and expand your stomach outwards towards your spine in all directions, and maintain that pressure throughout the duration of the lift, even on the way up. You don't want to take the breath out until you get to the top of the lift. You basically want to feel like you're holding your breath underwater. So close your throat like you're taking a big breath, and then perform the lift while pressing out in all directions against your belt, or if you don't lift with the belt, just against your lungs. You want to create that pressure in the bottom of your stomach and not your chest, because when around your chest you have your lats, your traps, everything to support the weight up there, but down below is where you have this vacuum of area within your stomach where there's not a lot of pressure to be held. So creating this pressure with your lungs throughout the duration of the lift will help you lift more weight, because you have this rigid spine that you're pressing against now, not just this sponge-like spine that you would have if you didn't take that big breath in. Not only will this allow you to support your spine and back while lifting, but it'll also allow you to lift more weight. Keeping this rigid spine will allow you to not lose a bunch of force that you're producing with your legs and back during the lift. If you don't keep this tight back while lifting, all the force that you're producing with your legs is being lost through your back and not being transferred into the bar like you want to. You want all that force to be transferred directly straight up into the bar, and creating this rigid spine allows you to transfer more of that force and not lose it through a curvature of the spine. So here's how I get set up for a squat. Here's a 585 squat that I hit in my last competition. First step is to deep breath and brace for a lockout underneath the bar, and then apply pressure through your traps and lats and get locked into position, and then wedge your hips to get the bar unracked, and then take a 2-step walkout and make sure your feet are set and get ready to perform the rep. This is when it's important to breathe and brace and get ready for that rep, and then descent at a pace that you're comfortable with, and then you want to just stand up with the weight and squat it and make sure you're keeping that weight over the base of your foot. Thanks for watching today's video. Comment down below if you have any squat techniques that you'd like to share with any of the other listeners. And as always, stay strong.